Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you for watching. Oops, there goes the computer. I hope you're having a good morning and a good day thus far. Here I am, I'm working from home. Can you tell? See, look at me. See, there's the mustache, the beard. See, I haven't shaved for a day or two. There goes the profile. So anyway, I'm working from home and thank you COVID-19. Even though it's not nice to think about, the disease, nevertheless, for me has been a blessing. I don't have to fight with the traffic as much anymore, if at all, for quite some time. I'm saving on gas and I'm much more relaxed. So thank God for that. And of course, I have time for this nice little blog, which I hope you enjoy. See, thinking about work, I am reminded of my first job actually, since back in the day. This is a confession of sorts, if not simply a venting across time and space. See, I feel like I'm spacing out sometimes. Sort of like the movie, the Spaceballs back in the day, That spoof of Star Wars. I thought it was quite funny. I had some friends who really liked it and I loved it. Whenever it's on, I watch a little bit here and there and I have a few laughs. See, I've considered different content for this blog, and although the subject matter seemed a bit uncomplicated, I was complicated in the sense that I couldn't really decide whether this should be a teaching, whether it should just be something casual. So I decided, after considering that I would just, take off the gloves and wrestle with it. Let's just go with it. And let's have some fun with Life with Beto. Well, continuing on, in case you're wondering which gloves I actually took off, there are these little beauties here that I got when I was down in Peru. See, they're nice and soft, they're woolly, and they smell good. They keep you nice and warm during the winter. I should put it on my jacket, I guess, so when I go outside I can wear them again. But anyway, here they are, see? Little llamas there. Hope you like them. Anyway, so going back to my first job, the first job I ever had, it only lasted 2 days. See, when I was very young, I used to help out my mother at her restaurant. That on and off here and there during the summer. But my first real job that's supposed to pay some money only lasted 2 days. That's right. Number one, number two, only 2 days. Now you might ask, how did that happen? Well, this is the story of that job. See, there was some guy named Bagby. Now, Bagby is obviously weird. What is this guy? Is he a bag? And is he, he be a bag, or instead of being a bag, is he a bag? But anyway, that was his thing, Bagby. And a friend of mine knew him, and he was a painter. And so he needed a couple of guys to help paint this building over there in a residential area of Westchester. That's a neighborhood over there near the LA airport. So anyway, we walked to Bagby's pad that morning, and he drove us with a small pickup truck to the site. Now, the pickup truck was white. What is it with white? What is it with all these people who have different businesses, little industries? They tend to drive white vehicles. Why? Is white cheaper? Is white the color of industry? I have no idea what it is. I've seen white vans, white cars, but mostly these people who are in the industries, either carpenters or painters, they always have white vehicles. What's going on? And so we worked that first day. Just walking around, cleaning up a little bit here and there, sweeping the roof where we're going to start, and using the masking tape, as I said before, to cover certain areas that we did not want painted. So the first day was ended, and the next day we showed up with paint in hand. We went upstairs with this big 5-gallon bucket of paint. We had to take turns to carry it upstairs. It was a 3-story building, retirement home I think it was. So we went up there. So my friend, took it up to the ledge of the roof and placed it there so it'd be out of the way. It was a nice bucket filled with paint, so it should be fine. The ledge was kind of wide as well. And anyway, so the day went on and things seemed to work out well. I was there resolved and just admiring the skyline, looking over there over the trees and looking at the neighborhood, and everything seems to be fine. See, Bagby could be seen at the bottom doing miscellaneous stuff. Are you sure? I said to my friend every so often, looking at the paint. He said, I'll be fine, don't worry. I've done this before. I continued to look for spots that needed to be masked or cleaned, And again, thinking of the whiteness of the truck and thinking about, why people wear white when they paint. That's another thing. See, our boss Bagby was wearing all white. The rest of us just wore jeans and a t-shirt. But so why do painters always wear white? See, there goes some white. This napkin. Why do they wear white when they're going to get all dirty with paint? How do they clean their uniforms? Do they just put them in the wash? Does the paint actually come off? So I don't have no idea. What's the all this white stuff? See, the artists, if not Michelangelo's or the building maintenance industry, is what they are. I guess probably that's why they wear white, right? They're like the masters, like the painters who showed up with those little brushes and that palette that they have on their hand. And there's the building. It's like the what do you call that thing you paint on? The canvas. See, that's what these people look like to me. It all still seemed okay to me. And I could almost feel some cash floating around the atmosphere with this destination being my pocketbook. See, it was my first paying job. I could just think about it. The stuff that I could buy, some things I needed, some things I wanted. Perhaps, I could open up a bank account. See, it will be my first bank account with my name on it. Think about it. Have this money waiting to just be part of my life. And while I was having all those dreams and I was working on what I was doing, suddenly it happened. See, the wind picked up in the bucket, sure enough. After a while, almost in slow motion, I remember kind of looking around, working, and suddenly I see this thing moving a little bit here and there, and I thought it'll be fine. The bucket is full, it'll be alright. My friend said it'll be fine. But then, and there it went, over the ledge. Suddenly, I yelled his name, Hector! Oops, I'm not supposed to say his name. Goodness, I didn't want to use his name. Far be it from me to implicate anyone in a sticky situation. But the bucket disappeared over the edge, and I almost covered my ears and tried to look away, but too late. Suddenly, a loud thump and a tumble could be heard down there. That's right. I am thankful that Bagby was not hit, although he got quite a splash. Can you imagine that? Teenage kid working a job, trying to make some money, suddenly he realizes it's over. It kind of reminds me of that movie Splash, where Tom Hanks asks the mermaid, "What is your name?" Well, that was the mermaid's name. Bagby's wrath left nothing to the imagination. Needless to say, we looked over and saw him staring at the mess. We walked down and prepared for the cleanup. More like Judgment Day. Yes. Goodbye cash floating around the atmosphere, and goodbye to the account. Hector. I was upset. Highway to Hell, Ozzy Osbourne, Styx, Cheap Trick, and all those rock and roll songs suddenly meant nothing to me. Although I was a musician in the band at that time, I was upset. As we walked down those steps, I didn't know what was going to happen. We were going to be killed, if not fired at least, by a new boss. Can you imagine that? What a disaster. Oh my goodness. I can't even, think about it as much anymore. It bothers me to think that something like that could have happened. What will I tell my father when I got home? What would I tell my mom? What about my sisters? Guess what? I got fired the second day of work. How can that be? That's a bad reputation, bad karma. That's right. How could I have managed something like that? I can always point at my friend. He was my good neighbor, my buddy from next door, and my classmate at school. See, I couldn't tell everybody what had happened, but I was upset. But it was sort of his fault, and then at the same time, not really his fault. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think? This whole thing was bad. Here, I need a drink. There you go. I'm still suffering from that trauma of being fired for my first job. Well, needless to say, it was a very cold and silent ride back to Bagby's place that afternoon. Could you imagine three of us riding in this little pickup truck? Those pickup truck with a single cabin. with three people squeezing there. But I wasn't gonna sit next to him. Let my friend Hector sit next to him. Heck with that. Hector said, no, you sit next to him. And they said, no, I ride in the back. He said, well, it's illegal to ride in the back. The cops will get us. I said, well, I don't want to sit next to him. You sit next to him. And so Bagby gets in, and I open the door like I'm getting in, and I grab Hector and I push him in. I said, you get in there. I am sitting next to him. I don't want to feel his fire, his wrath. But anyway, I felt bad either way. So as I said, it was a very cold and silent ride back to Bagby's house that afternoon. Now, as we walked home after the fact, of course, we didn't get paid. And of course, we were let go that day. I dared to ask Hector, I guess we're fired. Duh! He said, yeah. We didn't say too much to each other on the way back either. I never saw or heard about Bagby again. And I don't think Hector did either. Although I did ask him a few days after the fact, hey, have you heard from Bagby? He kind of looked at me and smiled. What to say? So here I am. I'm coming clean. I'm confessing I got fired from my first paying job. And it only lasted 2 days. What's your experience? Care to share? Well, give me a like, a thumbs up, whatever applies to the situation, and leave me some comments. Let me know what's going on. Thank you for watching and take care.